Hey, what is up, everybody? I am here to give you my TNA review, and I believe this TNA happened on, yeah, it did, July 1st, 2015. I finally get a chance to sit down and watch the show. If you didn't know why, if you want to know why I haven't been able to, it's because I've been busy. I was at the Cape, and then I was catching up with the WWE reviews, and I finally have a chance now to sit down and watch TNA. I was busy all day today, doing other things. So I'm going to finally sit down and watch TNA Impact Wrestling. Yeah, I'm going to sit down and watch it. I'm actually looking forward to this episode. This actually looks like a really good episode. This is after the TNA Slammiversary show, which is the last time I've actually watched a TNA event. We have a lot of good stuff coming. We have probably going to be the opener. I'm guessing it would make sense. We have the final match in the best of 5 tag team championship series between the Wolves, which consists of Eddie Edwards and Davey Richards, versus the Dirty Heels, which consists of Bobby Roode and Austin Aries. They're going to be having the 5th match in the best of 5 series. Right now, both teams are 2-2 apiece. They're both tied. If this is going to not just be any match, this is going to be a 30-minute Iron Man match. And I really can't wait to see that match. That's going to be amazing. We're going to get Taryn Terrell defending the Knockouts Championship against Brooke and Awesome Khan. That should be whatever, but it's still something. We get to find out what's going to happen with Jeff Jarrett now that he's won the King of the Mountain Championship. I can't wait to see what happens with that. And we get to see in the main event, finally, we're going to get Kurt Angle defending the TNA World Heavyweight Championship against Ethan Carter III, or EC3 for short. This is the big bell-to-bell show. They've been hyping this up, and I'm actually looking forward to the show. This could really be a solid show, so I'm actually looking forward to this. I don't even remember the last time I looked forward for a TNA Impact Wrestling show. I really don't. And I can't wait to see what happens, so we're going to have to wait and see. Okay, so we get the Pope D'Angelo, De Niro, and Josh Matthews on commentary for this show. And then we get the first match of the show. It's the Rising, which consists of Drew Galloway, Eli Drake, and Micah. Or Mika, I forget how you say his name. I'm just going to go with Micah. Versus the Beatdown Clan, or the BDC for short, which consists of MVP, Kenny Ken, Low Key, and Hernandez. And it's an elimination handicap match. And whatever team loses has to disband. And like I said, I really haven't been a fan of both of these teams, so I would be happy if both of them lost, because technically if both of them lose, they both have to disband, but I would be fine with either one being disbanded. But the match itself was okay. I didn't think it was anything special. I thought it was okay. The heels get the heat on Micah for a while, and Kenny Ken hits an enziguri, and then he holds Micah in position, and Low-Key does the springboard spin kick off the ropes onto Micah and eliminates him. And then Eli Drake gets a hot tag. He starts going off on everybody. He actually ends up hitting a sick move where he jumps off on the turnbuckle and has a superplex, which looked really sick. And then he hits a dive. Then Galloway and Drake start to take out the BDC. And then Eli Drake hits a dive with MVP, but he ends up tweaking his leg. I don't know if this was a work or for real or not. I'm just going to assume it was a work just because of the way they utilized the match. And he ends up not being able to continue in, so he gets eliminated. So then it's down to 4-on-1. The BDC, the whole members of the BDC versus Drew Galloway. Drew Galloway does the best to fight him off. Kenny Ken low-key tries to do the enziguri again under Drew Galloway this time, while Kenny Ken holds him in position. He does it to the spin kick, and then he accidentally hits Kenny Ken. Drew Galloway hits a roll-up on Low-Key, and then he pins Kenny Ken afterwards. And then Low-Key tries to attack Drew Galloway, but Drew Galloway picks him up and drops him shoulder first onto the steel steps. I thought that looked kind of weird, but it might just be me. And then afterwards, Drew Galloway starts to fight with MVP. And then eventually, Hernandez gets tagged in, hits a powerbomb onto Drew Galloway, and then MVP hits the playmaker, and then Drew Galloway starts to get back up though, and he acts like he's flipping him off, and then MVP hits the drive-by kick for the win, and the BDC win, and the Rising must now disband. To be honest with you, I really don't have a problem with the BDC going over here. One, they look strong, so that was good. Even though I don't like the group, it's still good to make your stables look strong. And to be honest with you, if the Rising had just won anyways, I think they would have disbanded anyways, like I said before. So that's just how I feel. But it sucks for Drew Galloway though, because I thought he looked like strong fighting out, but I thought he kind of looked bad here, losing. I think he should be way up higher anyway. So maybe it's a good thing that the Rising disbanded, and it makes sense for the BDC to win anyways because it's 4-on-3, so it's not really like it's even. But yeah, the match itself was just kind of okay. It was okay. It was like a solid opener, but yeah, I just thought it was okay. At least one stable was gone because I didn't like the Rising, and now I have to deal with the BDC, who I also don't like. So either way, it was like a win-lose situation for me. Okay, so Magnus is in the win. And he says that you should know by now, after all the things that James Storm has done, that I don't need to tell you what I think of him, but I'm going to tell you anyways. I think he's a no-good son of a bitch or something like that. The word bitch was in there. And then he brings out Mickie James, who should be fucking dead because she got hit by a train. But, you know, whatever. She's out there somehow. No physical damage, just emotional damage. Fuck that. That's bullshit. But she talks about how you know, she thanks the fans for all the support. I'm probably the only one that didn't give her support because she should be dead. What else happens? She talks about how James Storm, you know, caused her to, you know, attack her. And talks about how he's a no good man. She thanks Magnus for being a supportive husband. And then James Storm and Koya come out. Storm says that he said that you should be blind to think I would bring in a woman like you into the revolution. He says that he only did that to show how easy it is to manipulate a woman. And what else happens? He says that he has somebody else in mind, and because he says there's always room for one more. And then Mickie James challenges them that one more person for one more match. I think that's going to be like some sort of mixed tag team match with Mickie James and Magnus versus James Storm and whoever else he's going to put in there. And he even says too that about, you know, how Mickie James, if you pushed her a little further, she would have been in a wheelchair. She should be dead right now, okay? This whole storyline is bullshit. But yeah, I didn't care for this segment because I'm not a huge fan of this storyline. So, yeah. Okay, so now we get the Dirty Heels versus the Wolves in the final match in the best of 5 tag team series for the TNA World Tag Team Championships. And this was the 30-minute Iron Man match. And this match was awesome. I really enjoyed this match. I wasn't really sure if... I knew I was going to, but I didn't think I was going to enjoy it as much as the other ones, just because they've been in the ring so often. It's hard to come up with new stuff to do. But I thought they did a really good job in this match. The Wolves start by dominating the Dirty Heels, and then the Dirty Heels dominate Eddie Edwards for a little bit. And then the Dirty Heels make a comeback. No, wait. The Wolves make a comeback. And they start one spot in the match was the Wolves both hit an enziguri on Austin Aries, and then Davey Richards hold Bobby Roode in position while Eddie Edwards went off the top and hit a kick to the chest onto Bobby Roode. That was cool. And then eventually the Dirty Heels took control. They got the heat on Eddie Edwards. And then Davey Richards made the hot tag. He started going off on everybody. He hit the drop kick onto Bobby Roode, which caused him to hit a DDT onto Austin Aries by accident. He just really went off on him. I thought that was really cool. And what else did they do? He ended up doing the both the Wolves did a double Hurricanrana to no, Eddie Edwards did a double Hurricanrana at one point in the match onto the Dirty Heels. That was really cool. And you know, it was just really cool stuff. The Wolves just really went off on him. And then eventually the Dirty Heels took control again, which I thought was cool. They got the heat on Davey Richards, and Austin Aries behind the referee's back went off the top turnbuckle and did a axe handle onto the floor right onto Davey Richards. And then afterwards, Bobby Roode hit a power bomb, and Austin Aries went off the top rope, hit a drop kick as Roode was doing the power bomb, and then Roode tried to slingshot at Richards into Austin Aries, but Richards hit a cheap shot on him, hit a double stomp on Bobby Roode, and then Eddie Edwards gets the hot tag, hit the dive on Austin Aries, and then he starts hitting all his moves on Bobby Roode, and the Wolves started taking control, and then eventually the both hit a double stomp on the Aries. I don't know how, and then Austin Aries came in and broke up the pinfall. Roode hit it. The Wolves hit it. One of the Wolves hit an enziguri, and then the other one hit a German suplex on the Bobby Roode. He kicked out of that. That was really cool. And then eventually, Bobby Roode hit a clothesline, and then Austin Aries hit the drop kick, and then Roode hit a spine buster. Then Aries went off the top rope, hit a 450 onto Eddie Edwards. And he ended up getting the pinfall in like 3 minutes, with like 3 minutes to spare in the Iron Man match. But the match still continues because you can't really, the match can't end until until the 30 minutes are up. So that really made the match good because we weren't really sure whether or not the Wolves were going to make a comeback, and the Dirty Heels kept throwing the Wolves outside the ring, trying to buy time so that way they would win the match. And then Austin Aries hit a dive on both the Wolves. And then Eddie Edwards hits an enziguri onto Bobby Roode, and then Eddie Edwards hits a power bomb into the backstabber. The Wolves do that move. They hit the power bomb into the backstabber onto Aries and get the pinfall on him, so that it's tied 1-1 apiece. And with like less than 2 minutes to spare, it's like 1 minute and 51 seconds about. And you're not really sure what's going to happen at this point. Behind the referee's back, Bobby Roode hits Eddie Edwards with the TNA with one of the tag team championships, and Aries tries to get the pinfall off that, but Edwards kicked out of it. And then Roode takes a cheap shot at Edwards. He gets a tag. He gets a tag in, and he tries to go for the Roode bomb on Eddie Edwards, but Eddie Edwards rolls him up, gets the pin, so then it's down 2-1 with like 3 seconds to spare. So then Bobby Roode tries to put him in the crossface, but you know, the time runs out, and the Wolves end up winning and become the new TNA World Tag Team Champions. One spot I forgot to mention that I thought was cool was Aries, even in one spot, had the latch chancery in onto Davey Richards, and Eddie Edwards was trying to break it up, but Bobby Roode kept holding him back, and then eventually he broke free, and Eddie Edwards hit a double stomp on the Aries' ribs. I thought that was cool. But yeah, the match ended. The Wolves ended up becoming the 4-time TNA World Tag Team Champions. This match was awesome. I thought this was awesome stuff. I really enjoyed this best of 5 tag team series. The first one was really good. The first one was decent. The second one was really good. The third one was awesome. The fourth one with the Full Metal Mayhem was really awesome as well. And then this one was really awesome. It just felt like they kept getting better and better and better, and you didn't really know what they were going to do next. And I really enjoyed this tag team series. I thought this was awesome stuff. The question is now, I don't want to be like a potty pooper here, but who are they going to wrestle now? Because I feel like the Dirty Heels are going to break up now. There's really nothing they can do as a tag team. They can't wrestle again because we always see them wrestle a ton of times. The only teams that can really wrestle are members of the BDC, and members of the Revolution. But that's really it. They really don't have any tag teams to wrestle, so that's the problem right there. But I'm not gonna like hop on it too much. Maybe they'll find something for them to do. But I thought it was awesome. This was awesome stuff. I really enjoyed this tag team series. Just really awesome stuff. Amazing. Okay, so now we get Taylor Terrell with Jade and Marty Bell. And Taylor Terrell was defending the Knockouts Championship against Awesome Khan and Brooke. Um, in the beginning of the match, Awesome Khan and Brooke just beat the shit out of Taylor Terrell. And then eventually they start fighting each other, Brooke and Khan. And Brooke has a like sleeper hold on Awesome Khan, and Taylor Terrell comes off the top and hits a drop kick on her. And Brooke starts to dominate Taylor Terrell for a while, but then Taylor Terrell starts to get the heat on her. Awesome Khan comes back in the win, lays out Taylor Terrell with a choke slam, starts to get the heat on her, goes for the splash, but Jade and Marty Bell pull her outside the ring, start attacking her, and they start fighting. Brooke starts to hit all her moves on Taylor Terrell, and then she tries to go off the top. Jade and Marty Bell pull her off, and then Awesome Khan goes for the splash. Marty Bell kicks her in the back, and Taylor Terrell hits a diamond cutter. I don't know what she calls it, and covers her and retains the championship. I think that was the entire match I just explained. So, yeah, that's cool. But the match itself I thought was decent. I didn't think it was anything special. I think this was supposed to be the match to kind of, down to kind of get the fans kind of, how should I explain this? Like to kind of get the fans, like this was just pretty much the placement for the tag title match, because everyone was really marking out for that. So I think the fan, no matter what match it followed, the fans would have reacted the same. Then afterwards, that little vignette comes on that's been playing lately, announcing that somebody was returning. I thought it was going to be Havoc, because it seemed like it was going to be Havoc, but it's Gail Kim. Which makes sense for her to return, because she wants to get back at Taylor Terrell, because she took her out a few weeks ago. I don't really know anything about it, really, because I wasn't watching TNA at the time. But it doesn't really make any sense for the video package, because it seems like it would fit Havoc persona more than Gail Kim. So I thought that was a little weird right there, because I thought for certain it was going to be Havoc, but oh well. But the Knockouts match wasn't bad. It was decent, and yeah, the Gail Kim return just kind of threw me off a little bit. Okay, so we get the Jeff Jarrett interview, and Karen Jarrett's with him and is being interviewed by Mike Tenay. And what happens here pretty much is this just kind of recap how he came back last week and he felt the surefire emotion or something like that. And he said that there is going to be some future pretty much between his company, Global Force Wrestling, and TNA Impact Wrestling. So we didn't really get any information from this one, but there's going to be a part 2 next week. And I'm going to check out TNA to just check that out. I'm actually want to see what's going to happen with that. To see if Global Force Wrestling and TNA Impact Wrestling are going to have some sort of relationship. But that's all that really happened. And I figured I'd tell you about it. Right now I'm watching the TNA World Heavyweight Championship match, and I think that's going to be the end of the show. So when I'm done with that, I will come on here and give my thoughts on it. Alright, so now we have the main event. It's Kurt Angle defending the TNA World Heavyweight Championship against EC3 with Tyrus ringside. And I thought this was a really good match. I really enjoyed it. Kurt Angle dominates the first half of the match. He's hitting German suplexes on EC3. He tries to do it again, but EC3 holds on to the rope, so Kurt Angle just dumps him outside the ring. And he beats the crap out of him on the floor. Then EC3 hits a wicked clothesline on Kurt Angle. He hits a TKO on him, which I liked. And then Kurt Angle tries to charge at him. He goes right into the steel post. EC3 hits a DDT on the apron. And he dominates Kurt Angle for a while. Then Kurt Angle makes a comeback. He hits some German suplexes on EC3. Hits an angle slam. EC3 kicks out of it. He hits the ankle lock on him, but EC3 gets out of it right away. And then Tyrus, who was ringside with him, I don't remember if I said that or not, takes out Kurt Angle. And then EC3 goes for the 1%er. Kurt Angle gets him in the ankle lock. But EC3 gets out of it again. And then he starts hitting German suplexes on EC3. And then Tyrus gets on the apron. He throws EC3 into Tyrus. Hits an angle slam on EC3. EC3 kicked out of that. And then some shenanigans goes down with the referee. Kurt Angle hits a belly-to-belly on the EC3, but he inadvertently takes out the referee. And then Tyrus comes in, hits a finisher where he like rams his shoulder right into Kurt Angle's chest and picks him up and does that. I don't know what he calls it. And then EC3 gets up, hits the 1% on Kurt Angle, and Kurt Angle kicked out of it. And this was a marked out moment because nobody had ever kicked out of that move. And when Kurt Angle did it, the way EC3 showed it, the way the commentators talked about it, was awesome. And then Tyrus comes in with a chair, but then the referee just kicks him out of the match, kicks him to the back. So some referees have to come out and kick him out. And then EC3 goes for the 1% again. Kurt Angle gets him in the ankle lock, and he gets him in the grapevine position. And EC3 actually takes off like his armband and starts biting down on it to kind of relieve the pain. And then eventually Kurt Angle tries to pull him away. And then EC3 tries to counter it. Kurt Angle goes for the angle slam. EC3 counters with a roll-up. Gets the pinfall and becomes the brand new TNA World Heavyweight Champion. I thought this was awesome. It does make sense for this to happen because they've been building EC3 up for a little bit over a year. He's been undefeated. They say that he's been undefeated for 620 days. And I think this is cool for him. I do like EC3. He's good on the mic. He's good in the ring. So I do like EC3, and I can't wait to see what he does as TNA World Heavyweight Champion. And as for tonight's show, I really didn't think it was that bad. I actually thought it was pretty good. You had the opening match, which I didn't think was that bad, and it got rid of a stable I didn't like. The only thing you got the 30-minute tag team championship match, which was awesome. You had the knockouts match, wasn't bad. The main event was pretty good, and the Jeff Jarrett interview was okay, even though it really didn't give you a lot of information. They're probably going to give you more next week. But yeah, I liked it, and the only thing I really hated was the James Storm, Magnus, Mickey James segment. That's the only thing I really hated. So that's my review of TNA. Now I got to do some plugs. If you want to check out my non-wrestling YouTube channel where I talk about non-wrestling topics, you can click up here. And if you want to check out my other channel, CM Brothers, where I talk about both, you can click right there. And then if you want to check out my friend James Hebert YouTube channels, you can check out his first one. If you type it in, it's youtube.com/James Hebert Side 95, or you can just click down there and you will see his YouTube channel where he makes custom Titantrons of wrestlers. And then you can check right here. You can click right there to check out his Weymouth Youth Wrestling channel, which I will be appearing on. I've appeared on a couple of videos, but I'm going to be appearing on something very special on that channel. I can't wait for that. But that's pretty much it, guys. You can also click down there to subscribe, right down there to subscribe to my channel. That's pretty much it, guys. See you later.